back to another episode of your Digi Hustle News. As always, I'm Wade Teamer. Today, we got the latest on crypto adoption in the Ukraine. Guys, I'm telling you, that's an interesting story. We also have major fundamental news coming from the United States, Mexico, and South Korea when it comes to Bitcoin and the metaverse. And of course, we have a very big win for CRO holders. Crypto.com has received another ISO certification. We will break down why that is so important at this moment in time. So we're not going to hesitate here. Let's jump right into the news, starting with Binance. They have created a crypto charity platform for Ukrainian citizens. Through Binance's charity foundation, 10 million in BNB have been sent to the Ukraine. The fund will go to funding food, fuel, supplies, and shelter for the citizens. This emergency relief fund is in collaboration with a number of non-governmental agencies, including UNICEF, UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, and ISANS. So what this means, guys, is that right now, Binance sponsored public assistance programs are active in the Ukraine. Now, if you know anything about public assistance, you know they like to gather a lot of info from you in order to keep you in the system. So yes, on the surface, this is great philanthropy. It's good to see those in power aiding those who need it. But from a business perspective, Binance now controls the Ukrainian market, guys. Continuing with the Ukraine, as the vice prime minister is asking major crypto exchanges to block Russian citizens from using their services. This declaration has caused a number of crypto CEOs to step in and respond. The first of which was Kraken CEO Jesse Powell. He stated that he would not prohibit Russian customers unless legally forced to do so. Now, in addition to this, Polkadot founder Gavin Wood also joined the conversation by asking the Ukrainian government to provide a Polkadot address, and he would dedicate $5 million to the cause. Now, this made Justin Sun step out and offer Tether donations on the TRC20 standard, meaning he would be sending Tether on Tron, basically. Records indicate that nearly $30 million in crypto has flowed into Ukraine in the past week. So make no mistake about this. This is a crypto conflict. And I wouldn't be surprised if next year we started to hear that Ukraine is the new crypto hub because the foundations are being laid. Next, we'll spin the globe a bit and go over to South Korea. They have put down $186 million into metaverse development. Now, remember last year, it was South Korea that brought forth the idea of the municipal metaverse. This is definitely an expansion on that. The Ministry of Science and ICT will be a world-class expanded virtual world platform for the systematic implementation of their expanded virtual world new industry leading strategy. This strategy calls for South Korea to become the 5th largest metaverse market by 2026. In order to achieve this, they look to hire 40,000 professionals across 220 companies in metaverse technology. Now, what's so interesting about this surge is the fact that it is largely supported by both public and private sector actors. This is important because it almost solidifies the metaverse as a long-standing market. So, if you like to invest in the metaverse, keep an eye on the South Korean space. Next, we have a Mexican senator has proposed a bill to make Bitcoin legal tender in the country. Andrea Kempis is working on legislation that would replicate what's going on in El Salvador, meaning if things go her way, Bitcoin will be legal tender in a country that has a much larger market globally. Mexico does move a lot of commodities in and out of the country. This would be a first for Bitcoin being in a market this vast. Now, it also echoes the increasing amount of US senators that are also trying to do the same. I think this might be the year that Bitcoin goes legal tender, guys, but of course, nothing is guaranteed. Sticking in the United States, the number of SEC filings related to Bitcoin have surged in 2022. Courtesy of Invest Answers, they noted that 165 filings mentioning Bitcoin have already been filed in 2022 alone. For comparison, in the last quarter of 2021, there were only 60. This sudden spike is indicating high institutional interest for Bitcoin because the companies that make these filings must hold a minimum of $100 million in assets under management. Now, this also indicates that a number of new products and services are coming to Bitcoin in the very near future, and it's coming from right here in the United States. Now let's get into crypto.com, ladies and gentlemen. They have received another ISO certification. February 17th, it was announced that they received the ISO 22301 certification. This certification recognizes crypto.com as the industry standard for business continuity management. CRO is the first blockchain to receive this particular certification for information security and privacy. This is also the third ISO certification they have received. 27001, 27701, and the SOC2 payment card data standard. Now, the reason this is so massive for CRO is one, these ISO certs, they come down from the top, guys. I'm talking a global consortium of financial institutions. Those same institutions, and this is my second point, are currently enforcing new global ISO standards for the entire payment sector. This also shows us that these ISO standards are more of an umbrella that payment coins have to get under in order to compete globally efficiently. Now, I think we can officially add CRO to that notorious ISO list, guys. Now, if you want to learn more about that list, make sure you subscribe because I have an updated episode coming out this week about this subject. This transition is scheduled for November, guys, so we will make it a point to stay focused on these projects. Now, I already have an episode where we have broken down the standards and why the sudden emergence of Swift in mainstream media is significant. That video will be available for you right here. Simply, things are changing, my people, and if the money is digital, so is the hustle. I'll see y'all in the next one.